Good night, Marcia. Good night, Zico, and
Good night.
good night, loyal opposition.
Let me tell
I'm
you,
honored to be
yes,
on the show.
listen, this young woman you see here, listen, I now know. Let me bring Mrs. Strickland in here before I say what I have to say. Mrs. Strickland, Mrs. Strickland, what I was going to ask, what you all drinking in St. Lucie, but I take that back because you
Good
guys
night.
are producing. Good night, Mrs. Strickland. Can I just say before you even utter anything? You guys are producing some very powerful people. I remember the first day you came on the march and you went on the truck. And you're a former top official. This is how you were introduced to me by Caswell Franklin, a former top official of NIS. And you were on the truck. You were so powerful. I was like looking at you like, wow, this man is something else. And then I met Mark Baker from St. Lucie. And he's another powerhouse. And then listen, the end of the march. Anybody remember the speech from this woman, Caroline Rock? Listen, we could have just let her speak the whole march. I said to myself, what are they drinking in St. Lucie? And I said, let me not. No, I can't answer that. I can't ask that. But no, powerful. And I think the passion comes because of what you guys have been enduring all these years from one administration to the next. All these years. And I'm just gonna let you guys rip. Starting with Caroline. I know that there's some things that you want us to find. And while you're speaking, we're going to find them for you. But I'm going to allow you. Go right ahead, Caroline.
All right. Good night, Mrs. Strickland.
Good night, Caroline.
Forum with you as well.
Thank you very much.
All right. Tonight, I want to stand for our basic human right. A basic human right to clean and safe drinking water. And this was identified in the United Nations General Assembly of 2010. So this is international law. Now, water is defined, and I will say continuously, as a clear, let me put this way, colorless, odorless, tasteless liquid. And therefore, based on that, I have questions for the Barbados Water Authority and the government of Barbados. And I'm asking the question, are you satisfied that what you are giving to the people of St. Lucie can be defined as safe and clean? That's my first question. If so, why were we told to boil it sometime before we drink it? If it was safe and clean, why were we told to boil it before we were going to drink it? And tonight I'm just asking questions. My question again is, what did you find in the water that caused you to make that statement? And another question, what are the long-term or even the short-term effects to our health? How is it possible that 1 out of 11 parishes continue to suffer for years for water? I call this discrimination. Are you still, this is another question, selling drinking water to the cruise ships? Because I hope not. I would not like to think that whilst we in St. Lucie cannot get clean drinking water, this government is selling clean drinking water to cruise ship. So somebody tell me that that is not so. Another question. What is the progress that you are making with this problem? I heard wait until, and if I am correct, that is the end of March next year, March 31st, 2026. I have that date written down. Are we still going with this date? Are we on target? Now, I'm speaking for the people in St. Lucie. Our pockets are draining. Our hearts are breaking. Our hope is dwindling. But we are not giving up. We are still not giving up. We are going to fight this until we win. Such injustice can only be rectified by compensation. I'm staying up front. Compensation for the physical and the mental anguish of years of injustice and discrimination. People in St. Lucie continue to cry. We continue to cry. Last week, I would have stood at the march and I presented all of the various types of water I have been getting. And really and truly, the water was beginning to be so clear and look really nice. But just this week, when I look at my water, it was back to looking directly like murky as it came out of the pipe. And I'm saying, if we are making progress, why are we going backwards and forward? And why are some people in St. Lucie getting one type of water and the next persons are getting a different type of water? None of it is clean anyway. So we have some questions. Now, I understand that there's a gentleman who has come to the fore on the behalf of the Democratic Labour Party. I believe it's Mr. Ian Griffith. And all of a sudden, I'm hearing another gentleman that we have not heard for a long time in P. Peter Phillips. Coming forward. I think there's competition now coming forward. And I must say, in P. Peter Phillips, I thank you for coming out and making a statement. You may be a bit late, but nevertheless, you came out. In all fairness, I say thanks, because we need everybody in this fight. So the fight is on. The fight is really on. We're not giving up in St. Lucie. Marcia, one of the things I want to send, I don't know if I want to call this a warning to the social media influencers.
Yes. And we're looking for that clip for you. Just after you say that, then I'm going to let Mrs. Strickland come in, and then we're going to bring the clip on for you. But go ahead, make your general statement, and then we're going to bring the clip on.
I want to warn people. We in St. Lucie, we're going through some real critical times. And I'm not sure if you are sent or if you chose to come. I don't know. But when you are coming into St. Lucie to say you are testing the water, please bring a white bucket with you. Because when you turn that tap on, and you look at the water, you think the water is clear. And I heard one of the gentlemen saying that the water looked clear, and he was going running around in St. Lucie and turning on taps and saying the water looked clear. Now, you have been sending the wrong signal to the people in Barbados. Whilst we in St. Lucie are going through and have been going through for years, please don't play with us like that. Bring a white bucket next time and turn on that tap. And let's see. Or get a bottle of clear water and compare it with the water you find in St. Lucie. And then there was another gentleman.
That's Eric Lewis. So the first one was the one that I call Run Gate Man. That's Dunk's man, right? So
right.
He was, yes, and we're trying to find, if anybody can help us to find that video.
Just turning on a pipe and saying, "Oh, this water looks clear," and running around. This water looks clear. I don't know who sent you, but please don't come into St. Lucie and downplay the situation that we are facing every day. We're going through enough as it is, so we don't need anybody trying to make people think that we are telling lies or overstating situations. We've been going through this for years. So please.
Yes. And actually, let me just say that I remembered that on, I think it was the same day, you can correct me, Mrs. Rock, on the same day that that Dunksman went and turned on the water, you were, you said this to me because you were, you're at your house. Is this the one at your house?
Yes, this is at my house, and today it is even worse. So I don't know why at times the water gets a little clearer, and then at times it is just brown. I don't know if it is when the rain falls. I'm trying every day to take my own samples. I'm not sure what is happening or if I can trust what I am hearing, because who is at the head of cleaning up our water says he don't see any problem with it. He would drink it. So I don't know if he means to tell us we can drink it also. Right. So I'm doing my own investigations daily. So this is water that I would have taken, and now today's water is horrible.
What you can do? What can you take? Show us some of that water. While let Mr. Strickland is gonna speak now, and then you can go ahead and catch some, because one of the things that they accuse us on here, Mr. Strickland, is of telling lies. They say we tell lies on the show. I mean, albeit you are a professional from the NIS, but they call all of us that we are telling lies, that we who go out and march, you were on the truck speaking as a professional in this country, and you are also labeled as a liar. So I want her to go and catch the water and come back and share. But over to you, Mr. Strickland.
Good night, Marcia, and to the loyal opposition.
Good to hear your voice.
Sorry. Good night, Marcia, and to the loyal opposition.
No, I'm saying it's good to hear your voice.
Okay, thanks. Okay. I started by saying I'm a Christian. And I take that very serious. I'm not into partisan politics. I don't have the time for that. I'm passionate about St. Lucie. We, St. Lucie residents, are very, very passionate about anything when it comes to St. Lucie. Now, only this afternoon, I was at church where we were practicing some children for the Christmas program. And one of the boys, he's in class 2. He said to me, the bathroom smells funny. I went into the bathroom expecting to be smelling something other than water. When I flushed the toilet, I thought I had made a mistake. The water was very brown. Honest, I did not smell what he smelled. But I can tell you that little boy, as far as he was concerned, he was not lying. Now, let me take you back to my involvement and the whole this issue of water in St. Lucie. Last year, you remember we would have had a motorcade. So we have been fighting this issue tooth and nail, and we will continue to the end. We would have had a motorcade whereby Miss Rock, Mr. Rock, and some others, we would have got together with the support of the loyal opposition, and we would have traversed the entire of St. Lucie. We were made to understand that evening that the representative for St. Lucie was around St. Lucie Parish Church, where we commenced taking photos of us. He subsequently was seen in the Alexandria area, again taking photos of us. At that time, I had a meeting at church, so that I could not continue with the motorcade. Mr. Baker, he continued. In January of this year, we would have had, there was the Ideas Forum at the Del Jordan Secondary School, which I attended. I attended because I was told it was an Ideas Forum. At that forum, in the presence of the Attorney General, the Prime Minister, and a number of other government officials with the representative of St. Lucie, I demanded a town hall meeting to have the technical persons from the Barbados Water Authority to come to St. Lucie to meet us. That was a Wednesday. I was made to understand the minister in charge of Water Authority, Prime Minister, met with the staff. As a matter of fact, that same evening, she said to us and to Barbados Water Authority, you have to deal with this matter. I subsequently personally wrote a letter to the chairman of the Barbados Water Authority demanding a town hall meeting, which was convened then, I think around February or so, can't remember the date, where the staff from the Barbados Water Authority, between sometime prior to that, the representative for St. Lucie indicated that it was unconscionable for us, the resident of St. Lucie, not to want to pay our water bill. Now, this is the representative that said it was unconscionable for us not to want to pay the water bill. At the town hall meeting, which he was present, at no time did he sit or stand to represent the people of St. Lucie. He just sat there to a large extent. Mr. Ali Eiffel, who is a resident of St. Lucie, a member of staff of the Barbados Water Authority, along with the other persons were present. They admitted that one of the reasons for the discoloration of the water was a certain section of the well at Allendale. Now, I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that if there are old pipes in every parish in Barbados, then everybody should be getting the same dirty water. So the problem is not the pipes in St. Lucie. They have spent, they said, almost $7 million on the pipes in St. Lucie and St. Peter, because Boscobel and Six Men, they are part of the problem. They are experiencing the same problem. But they admitted that I think the northern side of the well is where the discoloration is coming. Even one of the filters that is at the Allendale pumping station blew because of the sediment building up, and then it blew. So that when the representative could stand in Parliament asking for an apology, he is not asking for an apology for the people of St. Lucie. We don't need him to ask for an apology for us. You had a right to be representing us all along. You could only be asking an apology for yourself. You're not asking an apology for me, because we have suffered. We have been fighting this matter. And this is the first time, whether, Caroline, it is because someone has appeared to contest for the DLP or not, that does not concern me. My thing about it is that you have waited until this moment, whether that situation has pushed you to, or some person told you to come and apologize. I do not accept the apology because for me it's a farce. Now, to the gentleman from the Barbados Water Authority who said that the water is safe to drink, I would want him to take 3 bottles of water, one to Sandalian, one to Sam Lars Castle, and one to the Hilton Hotel, and serve it to the guests there, and tell them this water is safe to drink. I'm not going to ask him to drink any. I'm going to ask him to take one to the Hilton Hotel, one to Sandalian, and one to Sam Lars Castle, and tell one of the guests to drink that water. It's an insult to the people of St. Lucie. It's an insult to any right-thinking human being to say that the water has sediment in it, but is safe to drink. So I'm very passionate about this matter, and therefore I am asking the Barbados Water Authority, because you said at the town hall meeting that you were asking us to give you 1 year. You've come now and confirmed that you're asking now for that year, because it was about February, March next year, God willing, will be a year. I said to the Barbados Water Authority, a woman is pregnant for 9 months. After 9 months, she delivers. After 12 months, please deliver, because we will be taking this, even if we have to take it to Washington. We will not sit back as the people of St. Lucie and be the laughing stock of the whole of Barbados. I mean, we have made the laughing stock. And for those, Caroline, who are coming into St. Lucie to insult the intelligence of the people of St. Lucie, please stop at the border of St. Peter. Okay? Because we are too proud and too independent to accept. We could care less your influence across Barbados, across the world. Don't come into St. Lucie and insult our intelligence. Okay? Because we have lost tremendous respect for those that seek to be the individuals that we look up to, whether it be the representative or the persons at the Barbados Water Authority. You know what hurt me at that town hall meeting? There was a lady who was now deceased. She stood there and she said, my skin, because of bathing in the water in St. Lucie, my skin is now like rubber. She said her skin is like rubber. So therefore she had to stop bathing with the water in St. Lucie. Some people still must. But then I think there was an entomologist that spoke, and she said that the children at Sealer Primary are experiencing health issues because of the bathing in the water. Because some persons can't afford to buy water to bathe in. Some can't get water from the water trucks to bathe in. Some when they go to the community tanks, they're empty. These are the facts in St. Lucie. So therefore, I don't know where some of those persons go when they leave the press conferences, whether they go home and they face their loved ones and think of the people in St. Lucie as one of their loved ones, and they're saying to their own loved ones, you can drink that water, it is safe. How far have we sunk as a people? How far have we sunk? Have we allowed ourselves to be paid, bought? No, I think it's sad. And I will end where I started. I am a Christian, and I represent the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. I have never been involved in partisan politics in Barbados. I don't have the time for it. But I've always been a resident of St. Lucie. I'm a pro-resident of St. Lucie, and I will stand up without fear or favor against any person that would dare to challenge and insult the intelligence of us from St. Lucie.
Guys, I can hear the passion and the hurt and the disrespect, the feeling of disrespect, Zico, that is, is coming from these, they represent St. Lucie, really, and it's not propaganda. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not propaganda. In fact, what we have on the screen is Miss Carolyn Rock. She actually left the screen, I think, to go and catch this water, to turn on the water. And she is, Dave, show them. And why this is important and why they're upset about this is that, and I hope my friend Rangate, my friend Ryan Best, Dunksman, is watching, and somebody could show them this, show him this, that where he went might have had clear water that day. And if you, what Miss Rock is saying, if you turn on the tap just like that, it's going to look clear. But when you put a white bucket or white container, you're going to see the color of the water. And so I think the people in St. Lucie, they're saying, be careful of what you are putting out there. I think this is what they're saying. But to be fair to him, he doesn't know that. He was just, he just told turn on the tap, he turned it on, and it looks clear, But go ahead, Dave, and play that, please. Yes, right. So there you have it. This is the current water at Miss Rock's house. And the reason we're doing it like this, because we are being labeled as liars on the show. Okay. And they need to be able to see it. This is what it is, guys. And what I will say, Zico, time is gone from us, and we'll take another 5 minutes before we close. Zico, I was saying tonight to everybody that they really need to get angry. Barbadians can be a bit too stoic and intellectual. You understand? And this anger that I'm talking about, Zico, is not one to go and burn down the place, but get angry enough that you decide to vote Mr. Phillips out. But jump right in there, Zico, before we close.
Yes, I think you're missing the biggest component. Anytime you claim to be a representative of the people, you have to be a representative of the people. Are you missing the biggest plot? So it speaks. So clearly you're not representing the people. Cool. Vote out. Very simple. And people need to take this anger and frustration and turn it into action. Practical action. And I say once again, I think Bajans suffer from very short-term memory loss. And we got to start with that with this concern. And yes, it's an insult to the intelligence of the people in St. Lucie. How can you tell them it's okay to drink and then turn around and tell them, we're going to still go up here when the water bills and turn around and tell them, I mean, come on, man. This is ridiculous. Nobody's going to take this. This would have never happened in Christchurch. This would have never happened in Christchurch. And this definitely would have happened for the Platinum course. So this is an insult to the people. And anytime once again, I repeat myself, if you're supposed to be a minister of the people, represent the people. Simple as that.
Yeah, get serious, folks. And this, I'm telling you, St. Lucie, the residents of St. Lucie, I want to say to you that what's happening to you is abusive. It's abusive. And yes, it is. All the promises that I've made. And what I realize, and one of the reasons I say it's abusive, Mr. Strickland and Miss Rock, is that I realize that when people are abused, I'm not a psychiatrist or anything like that, but I'm just, what I've read is that a lot of times, they will blame everybody else except the perpetrator. It's because they are so afraid of that abuser. They will find every excuse in the book. And I heard you guys talk tonight, and nobody mentioned the minister in charge of water. We're talking about the BWA. We're talking about the minister, the MP of the area. What about the minister that is in charge of water? I think that that is important because we have started to develop these sacred cows or these people that we mustn't touch them. Because some people think, oh, it's unholy and unrighteous to speak ill. They consider it in speaking ill of leaders, those are in charge of us, and not seeing the injustice that's being done by some of those that are in charge of us. And I say to the people of St. Lucie, don't forget who is the minister over water. Don't shy away from that. Let me go to Miss Rock with her final comment, Miss Rock, in 1 minute. Obviously, we've got to bring you back on here. We're going to keep on these issues. We're gonna have different series. So, Miss Rock,
Yes.
give us a half a minute.
My final word would be, and Marcia, I first started, I believe I would have said the BWA and government of Barbados, and that would have included the minister of waterworks. But my final words are these: we, the people in St. Lucie, we will remember, because I know in Barbados we say people have short memories. But I am saying the people in St. Lucie will remember who stood with us during our tribulation, who fought, who were silent. And finally, I will say, may the Lord reward according to your works. Thank you.
May the Lord reward according to your works. And I will tell you this, that the Lord ain't coming down and doing anything in the earth. It's a people. So when she says that, it's a people. And these are two preachers here. So they know I'm speaking the truth. You got to get out your house and go and vote. Send a message. St. Lucie, just send a message, please. You are no beating stick and nobody will abuse you. Let me go to Mr. The preacher in the house, and he has a final word before we close. Go right ahead, sir.
As I indicated at the town hall meeting at St. Lucie, the Ideas Forum, the Prime Minister was present. The Prime Minister, the Honorable Mayor Motley, would have indicated that the Barbados Water Authority staff to do something about it. And we will remember those who stood for us. We will remember those who chose not to stand with us, because ultimately we have the constitutional right at a particular point to voice our approval or disapproval, so that we will be patient enough. Yes, we would want it to happen tomorrow, but if it doesn't happen tomorrow, we will be patient enough, as we've done it in times past, and we will exercise our constitutional right. And I will motivate as many persons to stand up for what is right, and to reject those who fail to represent us properly as the people of St. Lucie. And that has always been my position as a resident of St. Lucie, and not affiliated to any particular persons and whatever else. But as God said, you want to hear well done. You can only hear well done if you have done well. Good night, Marcia.